We talked about something earlier that I think is so important. I want to come back to it before we wrap up. Infant formula. You told me something last night that blew my mind.
Right.
Talk to me about seed oils in infant formula.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to World War II, there was a good actually intentions in having big subsidies for these stable crops like soybeans, to feed the world, the Marshall Plan to have shelf-stable food. The industries got so big and these lobbies got so big that they've really taken advantage of that and kept this thing in place to where now our diet is primarily seed oils, and seed oils are a core component of ultra-processed food. So the soybean lobby, the corn lobby, these industries are really, really powerful. And the soybean lobby actually successfully made it law that every baby formula in the United States has to have seed oils. That is a requirement. The ingredients of baby formulas are highly, highly regulated. In the past 10 years, I think there's only been one new formulation of any kind approved. And all approved formulation require, essentially GMO-laden seed oil, just non-organic, seed oils. It's a scandal. And it's based on, again, the fraudulent research funded by the industry, which is brought to Congress. Okay, every baby drinks the formula. Let's get that in there. That's what these lobbyists do. So you look at the most expensive baby formula in the US possible, you're going to see soybean oil on there. And that's thanks to the soybean lobby. And this is why you have a massive black market. Any parent probably listen to your podcast when they talk about having a baby, there's all these schemes to basically in the black market import a baby formula from Europe.
Wow.
And that's a huge market. And the US actually cracks down on it, probably at the behest of the soybean farmers, but for health reasons. But there's a lot of people importing baby formula from Europe and smuggling huge things in their suitcase back and stuff like that.
Contraband.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me because the baby formula thing is really interesting. I've talked to my friend Anthony Gustin about this in the past. If you look at the breast milk of mothers, the amount of linoleic acid, which is an 18-carbon polyunsaturated fatty acid, found in seed oils in high amounts. It occurs in low amounts in meat, like 1-2% of the fat is linoleic acid, but seed oils can be 25 to 65% linoleic acid. If you look at the linoleic acid composition of breast milk, it's gone up steadily in the last 100 years.
Oh, yes.
In connection with the fact that we're eating more seed oils. So there's been great research clearly showing that we're eating more seed oils in the last 100 years. 100 years ago, seed oils didn't exist. But the breast milk composition of linoleic acid is now significantly higher than it was 50 years ago even. And so I believe that what they're trying to do with formula is mimic the amount of linoleic acid that's found in the breast milk of mothers who are eating excess amounts of seed oils.
And my partner, co-founder Justin, has gone deep on this. I think wrote about it. I think even the population they used to study was a particularly unhealthy population. Yeah. It's like they actually chose an even worse than the national average. It's wild. So it's a great point. It's a great point.
So I've had a couple of videos taken down from YouTube, and one of the videos was about infant formula. And in that video, I said, look, you have to make your own decisions, but here's how I would construct an infant formula. And because I recommended something that was not containing seed oils,
it's very regulated.
It got taken down from YouTube because I talked about a recommendation for just my idea of how you might create an infant formula for a mother that couldn't breastfeed, that was healthier than what's on the shelves. Taken down from YouTube. It's crazy. And I mean, I don't think this video will get taken down from YouTube for just talking about that, but
it's a huge corruption. I mean, it's in the guise of protecting kids, but the crap that we're serving kids right now is not protecting kids. And I won't give any radical suggestions. I think my research was By Heart was the best US-based formulation, which is actually a new formulation that's a little bit better. And then, breastfeeding is and every woman's on her own journey. And I certainly, don't have the validity to speak about that because it's a monumental undertaking. But I do think the government should be very full-throated about how important that is. how important breastfeeding is, and support moms however they can. When in actuality, I was talking to Rachel Campos Duffy at Fox, who's a warrior on very passionate about breastfeeding. There's actually a lot of PR from the formula makers to actually denigrate breastfeeding.
Really?
Yeah.
That is crazy. Yeah. Well, it makes sense.
A lot of, yeah, it's the competition.
Yeah, it's the competition.
Yeah.
One of my friends recently had her Instagram taken down for a week. She's breastfeeding and she had friends over. And as a joke, some adults actually tried to drink her breast milk. And they took down her Instagram for a week.
Why is this? We should be talking about
celebrating.
I think it is absolutely horrible that I ever thought it was weird. It should be so celebrated. It should be so celebrated publicly. It's magical. I will say, going to the fertility discussion, it's like a lot of people are having trouble breastfeeding now. They're, 40% of babies are born with a C-section, not in a natural way because of medical incentives to a large degree. We've really messed with the birth process, and a lot of women are not able, tragically, to breastfeed. Again, everyone's on their own journey, but this is another example of how clearly our underlying biology and reproductive biology is being messed with.
It's corruption and brainwashing, and it's criminal at every level. It's absolutely crazy.